Attached. By J. Wdowski. Copyright 2025. Part 7. 20 years earlier. Corbin entered the apartment, slamming the door hard. "I cannot believe them," he shouted to Nora. "We have guests," Nora responded. Corbin turned to see the backs of the heads of a man and woman sitting on the couch. They turned their heads around to look at him. Corbin instinctively stood at attention, saluting General. "At ease, old friend. You retired years ago." First General Michael Ease smiled. "Corbin, please come, sit next to me." Nora was sitting in one of the chairs on the other side of the coffee table from the couch. Seated beside the general was his attractive, 32-year-old triracial wife, Mira. She was wearing a solid navy blue dress and was cradling in her arms a newborn, tightly wrapped in blankets. Calming down from his anger when he entered, he obeyed his wife and sat in the chair next to her. She took his right hand into her left hand. "I am sorry for dropping in on you both without calling." Ease was one of the youngest generals in the Great Mother's Grand Army. "Sir, you are always welcome in our home." Nora had recently retired from the service as a gold colonel. At 41, she had hoped that she and Corbin could have a child. She was envious of Mira holding her newborn. Sir Corbin, the eldest in the room, concurred with Nora. "Seems you had a bad day, Prime Sergeant." Mira was genuinely concerned. Corbin shifted uncomfortably, not wanting to answer honestly in front of his former commander, and who was now a high-ranking officer in the military establishment. Noting Corbin's hesitation, Nora gently held his hand tighter. "You can speak freely with the general." General Ease leaned forward, pouring a cup of coffee from the tray on the coffee table. He poured some cream into the cup. "Still just cream, Prime Sergeant?" Corbin nodded yes as the general served him. "Yes, just cream." "Thank you, sir." He released his right hand from Nora and accepted the coffee mug. "We are not just old comrades, Corbin. You can tell us. Nothing we say will go beyond these walls." Ease looked at Corbin sincerely. Corbin looked down at the coffee the general had made for him. He lifted his eyes and looked at former commander. "As you know, I used my campaign prize monies to open my own restaurant." "I am aware. I understand you hired only vets to work the kitchen and the dining room." Mira added, "I heard of your kindness of offering free meals to vets too." She smiled at Corbin. She then turned to Nora. "You got yourself a very good man." Nora looked at Corbin with loving and proud eyes. "Yes, I do. I knew it the first time I saw him in General Santa's bunker office. Is the least I can do. My pensions from 2 medals of glory pay for us to live." Corbin went silently, hoping he was changing the subject. "Please, Corbin." The general encouraged him to speak freely. "If I may be so blunt." Corbin felt his temper rise again, thinking of the issue. All three nodded the affirmative. "The Harmony officers have each year been constantly removing items off my menus as too ethnic. Today they removed my Tex-Mex beef burritos and Cajun-style catfish. It is getting to the point that we can only serve what every other restaurant already does. We are no longer a special place to dine. They are turning us into merely a human filling station. Before you know it, they'll most likely only allow us to serve slop in troughs for our diners." Corbin sighed deeply after venting out his frustrations. Realizing what he just blurted out in front of the general and his young wife, he turned his attention to the front door of their apartment, waiting for Harmony officers to bust it down and drag him away. With nothing happening, he calmed down and turned his attention back to the general and Mira, seeing them smiling to each other, and then looking at the face of their baby girl. "You were right. They are the ones." Mira gently gave Ease a kiss on his lips. She then kissed her baby on the forehead and said to her, "Everything is going to be all right, Annabelle." "Nora, it has been 6 months with no word from them. We may be the only people on this floor, but you should keep your voice down." Nora was short with him, but also shared his worry. She lovingly patted Annabelle's back as she held her. Annabelle had big, alert, brown, almond-shaped eyes and a beautiful, smooth copper skin tone like her parents. He lowered his voice to a whisper. They said they would only need a month or 2 to find a safe location for all of them. He took a deep breath to calm himself further. "The longer we keep her from a Harmony officers, the greater the chance of her being discovered with us." Nora stepped forward and holding Annabelle closer to her chest. "Corbin, we are not turning her over to them." She emphasized each word, purposely keeping her voice low, but making her anger at his suggestion clear. Nora, babe, I do not care what they might do to me. I do care what they might do to you. His eyes uncommonly watered up. I cannot take that risk. Quietly crying, she used her free hand to brush away the one silent tear off his cheek. I am willing to take that risk, Prime Sergeant. For you and for Annabelle.